I just hit a fox. Well, the fox doesn't have collision, but if it did, it would be splattered all over my window. I was looking up to see if this game had like an accurate like sound system of the 4GT. Um, this says that it's mostly accurate, but it doesn't have like the power, like the power and the realism of it. I mean, it makes sense because this is like a game, so it's using arcade style sound effects. But the one, and I kind of see what they mean by less power because I'm going like this, going like 400 miles an hour, or not 400 kilometers an hour, and the sound doesn't sound like it's has a lot of power. This is me with the handbrake. Okay, that's. I would have stopped a lot sooner without the handbrake. So reverse is what you want. You don't want to use the handbrake. Now, the one thing I never understood is why do you use only one foot for both the brake and the accelerator? Why not use both? It never made sense to me. Like, maybe it's for safety reasons, but it's a lot easier to use both feet. Especially, like, I remember watching a short on Walter White trying to teach his son how to drive, and Walt Jr. is using both feet, even though he has cerebral palsy, and he's like, it's easier, and I'm like, it is easier, and I never understood that. Never understood why you don't use both feet. And seriously. And the 4GT is different compared to a Dodge Challenger, which is what they had and what they used. But I really would prefer using both feet because it's easier to remember, and like because if you're using one foot and you're not thinking, you're supposed to hit the brake, you accidentally hit the accelerator, you're just going to ram into the car in front of you or a wall. So using both feet, you can use one foot for something else and the other for the main thing. Now, back in the day, they didn't have like a clutch. Well, they did, but it was on the bottom. Nowadays, I don't think they. Well, I haven't actually been in the front seat of a car, obviously, so I wouldn't know. This is just for I prefer this, but this is a lot easier to see. And also that accelerator, like the middle console, obviously, or the console in front of me, obviously tells the kilometers per hour. Yeah, it's about 257 miles an hour. 220 or 420 is 262. That's interesting. No, it's 418, sorry. It's weird. Is it going up by 4? By 2? Because if it was going up by 2, it would be, this would be 400, but it's 300 there. And then you add an extra 60 miles an hour and it goes up to 400. Like, what? Also, I don't think you guys can see it, but on the bottom of on the bottom right, by the gears, on the thing, I have driven this thing 6,000 kilometers. I don't know what that is in miles. So also in the original Crew, when you were driving super fast towards a turn, see the line up there. Wait, can I actually look up? Kinda, but not really. The line up there, it would turn. It was a solid line, and it would turn red if you were driving too fast, and if you were going to hit the wall if you were driving too fast. It would actually let you know to slow down. Now I didn't know this until like the last few months before the Crew was shut down, because that was the last time I played it. I wanted to play it just before it was shut down on March 31st, but I couldn't find the game. The game's missing, so I never got to play it one last time, and that makes me really upset. And that's a building. Now, the thing about the DeLorean is that in the movie, it obviously can go up to like not like 100 miles an hour, like the speedometer, but the speedometer in the real DeLorean only went up to like 85, maybe 90, but most likely it was 85 because they were trying to cut down on because gas was so expensive. They wanted to like cut costs and low. Like, so if you had capped out at 80, it would make people not want to speed. But the thing is that the DeLorean definitely could go over 88 miles an hour. I think it could even break 100. But the thing is that it's a horrible acceleration. Like in this game, it doesn't mention. I don't think it mentions it, but when I'm driving the DeLorean, I can feel it. The slow 0 to 60. It is so slow. It was like a 5-second 0 to 60, which doesn't sound that, but you gotta remember this car's going like 2.5 seconds 0 to 60, and I did not stop the time. Okay. Yeah. So, I'm looking at the camera to make sure it's still on. So sorry. Now, if I use it here, I would get it back just in time to reach my favorite thing. I like going downhill like 300 miles an hour. You're going to see how like what the kilometers is compared to in like 300 miles an hour. Believe it or not, this car, and that's not good. And this car, if modified right, could reach up to 400 miles an hour. So, its best speed is like, oh man. I would say it's about 480, 490, 300 miles an hour is 390 kilometers an hour, or 490. Sorry. So I don't really know. I messed up there. So. Now, the one thing that's always bugged me about this car is that I never knew exactly what the horn sounds like. In the original Crew, the horns were static. You couldn't change them. But here you can. So, for the Ford GT 2005, the circuit and the perf and this full stock and the drift car, this horn was the horn that it used. So, I don't know what the horn, like, I've searched on YouTube and I can't find out. I can't find the horn, and I can't find, like, for 2017 specifically. But the one thing that really annoyed me in other games that had the Ford GT is that in Need for Speed Payback, it said subject is in a Ford GT 17. Then in Need for Speed Unbound, or not Unbound, Need for Speed Heat, it says the suspect is in a Ford GT, I think. Either that or Ford. And then in Need for Speed Unbound, it's straight up just the suspect is in a Ford. And then, and then when you drove like let's say a Chevy Corvette, they say Chevrolet Corvette or something like that, or so like for a Mustang 65 Mustang or something like that, and I'm like, dude, and they basically disrespected my car. So. Did I seriously hit a tree? Also, like the Crew, the rear mirror doesn't even work, so. Kinda works, it shows you everything, like within, like the moment you pass it, it shows up like a brief second. Obviously, you can see the road. So. Normally, the 40 seconds from them being behind is like a minute, but because I'm hitting so many walls, it's slowing me down just enough for it to be in like 40 seconds. Seriously. They opened that up just enough for me to drive right through, huh? Oh, pfft. Again? They're gonna be right behind me, aren't they? Bruh. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I need to see. Okay. Normally I would be at 90% by now, but... Bruh! Are you kidding me? I can't drive for squat. Now, back in the day when I first started playing this, there was a glitch in the AI's driving that would cause them to go flying off a cliff or off a bridge. I mean, so I don't know if this still has it or if it's patched out. I'm hoping it's not patched out, because if it isn't, then I'm screwed. It's been patched out. Fudge. Oh wait, no, it hasn't! He's out in the water! The AI is stupid! My record is about like 32 and a half minutes. Obviously I'm not going to make it. Because even at going like 220 miles an hour, like 8% is about, or 10% is about not 8, but like 4 minutes, give or take. But knowing Ubisoft, they're probably going to patch that out. I mean, they patched out by adding an extra checkpoint, so the record is still there, but no one can ever beat it now. Because they made it impossible to beat. Ah, yes. Sacramento. Capital of California. It's a lot smaller than in real life, obviously. It's like 4 or 5 times, like it's probably like 20 times smaller. So now for this part, I feel like doing going in first person like this is easier to do. Now this is the home stretch. I can just drive. And this is where I got most of my parts for my car. If anything, I got them all from here. $456. Wow. 7 levels, huh? Now most of this is probably going to get like deleted or scrapped, so if it isn't the magnet one, I'm not going for it. Now see, this is something that this is what I can possibly use. Now this one is perfect. This one doesn't need to be touched anymore. 3% is the max for the rich, and for popular it's 6%, which is obviously what I have. So that's perfect. If anything, I'd just scrap this. Now I could. Which one was it? It was this one. Yeah. Now I could get this one a little bit better. But as you can see, it's 16,000 to get. Why am I even touching this? I just wasted like 32,000 on that. What I'm looking for is popular on this one. Okay, I'll take frenetic. Extra boost when I'm going down the track, and I have per second, so 2.7. Unless I get popular, I'm not. This is what I'm sticking with. Okay, there we go. It's not much better, but it's still better. Okay, that's the perfect. This does not need to be touched. That can get scrapped. Why did I do that? I want. If I wasn't gonna get rich, then I would have gone for that. That's what I would go with this. Because deceleration on the dirt is really annoying. Okay, I'm not gonna touch anymore because I'm gonna need to save the rest of my money. That's as good as it's gonna get for now. I'm gonna say the reason why I'm saving my money is for any cars in the next event. Wait, is this right? I have no clue what was new. That's fine. I could probably just look back on the video when I'm done with it. I'm not sure how I feel about those